Welcome to Chicago History with the Dead, the only show where our guests have been brought back from the dead to be interviewed by me, Sydney Interviewman. Tonight's guest is known for architecture and having a little bit of a bad attitude, Frank Lloyd Wright. Thanks for having me, Sydney. It wasn't like I was enjoying being dead or anything. But welcome to the show, Frank. That's Mr. Wright to you. Anyhow, tonight we would like to focus on you and Chicago. So tell us a little bit about yourself. In Chicago in 1887, and I then had a position in the office of Joseph Lyman Silsby, and then began my architecture career. Did you stay with Silsby for long? No, I did not stay long with Silsby. I went on to work for the architecture firm of Adler and Sullivan. What exactly did you do there? I worked as a draftsman and helped to create some of their first and earliest, tallest buildings and large commercial projects, such as the auditorium building, as you can see here. So, did working with Mr. Sullivan have an influence on you? Absolutely did he have an influence on me. Sullivan influenced me with his unique American architecture. Is there anything else that influenced your style of architecture? Style of Japanese architecture and landscape were a huge influence on my architecture. Second thought, call me Frank. Mr. Wright sounds weird when you say it. Okay, can you tell us what exactly you did that made Chicago the way it is today? I definitely believe I helped to pioneer the environment of the late 19th century Chicago. My bold yet simple architecture style became more popular than the historical European styles of architecture in Chicago. Where can most of your works be found? Most of the work I did was done in the suburbs surrounding Chicago. What I've been told is my work still remains. This is the Arthur Hartley House, which I designed, and the Ward Willis House, which is in Highland Park, which I designed. That's very interesting, Frank. Of course it is. My work is the best, you idiot. No need to be mean, Frank. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your prairie style? A home I did, called the Roby House, as you can see here, is a great example of prairie style. A prairie style home is typical features a large, centrally placed fireplace. I wanted that to seem like the hearth that grounds the house and becomes the focus. Frequently, I designed benches on either side of the home, as well as having benches on either side was also set back from, if there was a road, it would be set back from the road, and it would be elevated on a piece of land, and there would possibly be a reflecting pool and a terrace like I did in a River Forest home, River Forest, Illinois, that is. It seems like it would be a spectacular home to live in, Frank. Those homes are the best. What materials did you use to make these homes? I used simple materials such as plaster, wood, and brick, and occasionally I inserted steel beams, and the glass was used on occasion. Overall, the prairie style which I created cemented Chicago's reputation as a center for innovative architecture and design. Maybe you could build a home for me before we put you back in the ground. I have better things to do with my time. Did your creations go beyond Chicago? I went on to build everything from modest homes in other states to building the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. One of my better-known works Falling Water, which was built in Pennsylvania. I also designed many buildings. Main building of the Imperial Hotel in Japan. You're a busy guy, so I'm told people are allowed to take tours of some of your homes, including your studio in Oak Park. Well aware that there are strangers walking through my work, it makes me feel uneasy. Well, Frank, our time is running short, I'm afraid. Any final words to tell the folks at home? I would like to say Chicago laid the foundation for my career, and that it was also the birthplace of my vision for a modern American way of living. Good night, everybody.